Programming languages have changed a lot over the years, and for the most part, this is a good thing. All of the language authors are trying to make a great language, trying to make it as easy as possible for us to write good, safe, reliable applications. But what if they weren't? What if they were trying to make something a bit more fun? Well, you'd end up with something like grueling, which originally came from my Discord back in 2022. This one went way too far. Fax, foo, be, hello world, finna bar, a bit much. Thankfully, there were better options like Dreambird, which was recently renamed Gulf of Mexico because the name was open. Why not, right? There are so many bangers in this. Their class definition. You can make classes, but you can only ever make one instance of them. This shouldn't affect how most object-oriented programmers work. Gulf of Mexico, formerly known as Dreambird. Phenomenal language. I did a video on that one forever ago, and I just died laughing for an hour straight. But we're here for something a bit different. We are here because Jeff, formerly known as the guy at AMP, now is actually available for hire, by the way, if you're looking for somebody like him. He made a language called Cursedlang. And he made this language by running Claude code in a loop for 3 months. Yes, this language, this functioning programming language, was created by running Claude in a loop for 3 months straight, burning tens of thousands of dollars in tokens to generate a new language for Gen Z. Knowing my audience demographics, this is not going to benefit me much because there are not a whole lot of people in my audience that are Gen Z. But for those who aren't, we'll have a lot of fun. And for those who are, I'm sorry. I don't know why you're here, but I appreciate you. Let's dive in to Cursedlang. Programming, but for Gen Z. They better have emojis for variable definitions. I'm still mad that most languages don't support that. This is going to inflict emotional damage on me. And someone has to cover my therapy. So we're going to take a quick word from today's sponsor, and then we'll dive right in. If you've been around my channel for a bit, you know I don't really love servers. The reason isn't because they're really hard, it's because they're really expensive and annoying to set up the right way, especially if you want a good developer experience around things like pull requests and CI, especially if you want to make sure your users have the fastest experience with a CDN in front. Traditionally, server providers don't have all these pieces put together. But Zavala is not a traditional server provider. These guys really get it. They get it because they built the best place to host WordPress sites as Kinsta. And WordPress has to solve all these same problems. You need a server, you need a database, and you need a CDN because WordPress is slow as shit. Zavala has provided all of those solutions as a thing that we can use for every tool and framework. Yes, all of them. Next.js, Rails, Elixir, Phoenix, Python, everything you would want to host, they support. And they're not running their stuff on some crappy $5 VPS either. They're using real servers from real clouds, real data centers, and also Cloudflare as the CDN and firewall layer. By default, all deployments have a real server, the ability to spin up a real database, and Cloudflare in front for DDoS protection. No extra config, no accounts you have to set up. You just sign into Zavala and you have all of this. But let's say you have static assets on this site and you want to make sure they're cached in the CDN. Here's how hard it is to do that. Settings, check, done. Now I have a CDN caching my static assets. Yes, it's actually that easy. Do you know how annoying it is to do this normally, to have a dynamic web server and a static layer in front and making sure they all stay in sync? Now try to make that work for a preview build during code review. Good luck. Thanks to their pipelines, you have nothing to worry about here. You can one-click create a preview app or even set it up to happen automatically and spin down when no one touches it. If that's all they did, it would be worth it, but they also have object storage and database support. The database support is great. They have a full database studio where you can look at the tables, make changes to values, and even run SQL commands directly and see the results. It's so useful. And by the way, if you sign up now, you get $50 of free credit. That's a pretty good deal if I say so myself. Learn more today at soydev.link/Zavala. I can't decide if I want to start with the site or the article. I'm leaning the site. I just want to see some examples. Here's a binary tree reversal. I love that they even have like syntax highlighting. So we got squad tree node, val normie, left tree node, right tree node, slay invert tree. Is that an @ symbol? I hate that if so. No, it's not. What the fuck is that symbol? It's in Among Us. Oh, this is going to ruin me. I'm going to die. Oh God. Okay, so slay invert tree, root tree node, ready root equals nah, damn nah. Swap the children, root left, root right equals root right, root left. This is too normal. This also is. Is damn return? Damn is return is actually hilarious. Oh man. A twosome. Is bestie a loop? Oh, God. Oh, God. Is this real? No cap. Keyword reference guide. Ready is if, otherwise is else. Bestie is for. Period is while. Vibe check is switch. Mood is case. Basic is default. I actually like that. Damn is return. Ghosted is break. That's hilarious. Simp is continue. Later is defer. Stan is go. Flex is range. Oh, you prefix comments with for real, for real. Beautiful. Oh, it looks like this box was vibe coded and we can't see the end of it. Okay, I just lost no cap on God, which is how you do block comments. Makes sense. Vibe is package. Yeet's import. I feel like yeet should be export, not import. Or return. Slay is func. Sus is var. Fax is const. Be like is type. And squad is struct. When should I use cursed over Rust, Go, or Python? When a hiring manager says that you can use any language for the coding interview. Yep, that's the time to do it. How is it made? Following prompt was issued into a coding agent. Hey, can you make a programming language like Golang, but all the lexical keywords are swapped so they're Gen Z slang? And then the coding agent was left running AFK for months in a bash loop. aka Ralph Wiggum. While, do cat prompt MD, npx yes, source graph / amp. Done. This is, AMP is an alternative to Claude Code, Open Code, etc. I would normally plug it because he worked there, but he doesn't work there anymore, and it was a very sudden thing. So I'd imagine both him and I aren't trying to plug AMP too hard right now. Did you really run an agent in an AFK loop for 3 months with instructions that it could implement anything it wanted? Facts. How much did this cost? A fourth of a San Francisco engineer's monthly salary. It is a real language that you can download and compile. We might do that at the end, but I want to read the article because this is already art. Thank you, Jeffrey, for this chaos. I ran Claude Code in a loop for 3 months, and it created a Gen C programming language called Cursed. It's a strange feeling knowing that you can create anything. And I'm starting to wonder if there's a 7th stage of the people stages of AI adoption by software devs. So here's the 6 stages. It's not good enough. Prove to me that it isn't hype. Experimenting with LLMs. Deer in the headlights. Will I have a job in the future? Alarmed. We need to bin our planning and change priorities. Then engage in consuming AI like with Cursor. Then the final stage is engage, realizing that LLMs can be programmed and then doing it. Apparently, there is a 7th stage. Essentially, the Matrix scene, I know Kung Fu. It's where you deeply understand that you can do anything now and just start doing it because it's possible and fun, and doing so is faster than explaining yourself. Outcomes speak louder than words. It's actually a thing I had to learn early in my career. I was better at coding a prototype than I was at explaining to my coworkers why we should do a thing. I've since gotten better at explaining, judging by the view count underneath here and the sub count. By the way, if you haven't subbed, it's free. You should consider it. Yeah. I didn't used to be good at explaining, so I would just code the thing and show the thing instead, because it was way more likely I would get a yes. I've since gotten better at the other side, but man, being able to just build the thing and show it before we were told no was a huge unlock for me early in my career. And now this AI stuff makes it even easier for most devs to build that way. There's a falsehood that AI results in software engineers' skills atrophying, and there's no learning potential. You're using AI only to do and not learn, you're missing out. Absolutely agree with that. I've also been saying for a bit now, I genuinely believe most devs would be significantly better off if they stopped using AI tools to do things they don't know how to do, but to help them do things they don't know how to do and teach them. But more importantly, they could also use the AI tools to automate things they already are familiar with, because then they can keep an eye on it. I've never written a compiler, but I've always wanted to do one, so I've been working on one for the last 3 months by running Claude in a while loop with a simple prompt. Hey, can you make me a programming language like Golang, but with all the lexical keywords swapped so they're Gen Z slang? Why? I really don't know, but it exists, and it produces compiled programs. During this period, Claude was able to implement anything that Claude desired. Programming language is called Cursed. It's cursed in its lexical structure, it's cursed in how it was built, it's cursed that this is possible. It's cursed in how cheap this was, and it's cursed through how many times I've sworn at Claude. Yep. For the last 3 months, Claude's been running in this loop with a single goal. Produce me a Gen Z compiler, and you can implement anything you like. And it's now available. So what's included? Anything Claude thought was appropriate to add, which includes the compiler with 2 modes, interpreted and compiled. It's able to produce binaries on Mac OS X, Linux, and Windows via LLVM. So it's a proper LLVM compiler. Beautiful. There are some half-completed VS Code, Emacs, and Vim editor extensions, as well as a tree sitter grammar, and a whole bunch of really wild and incomplete standard library packages. We already went over the lexical structure earlier. Oh, the Among Us T is the pointer to type T. That's what the Among Us is. It's a pointer. Oh, God. Here's Elite Code 104. Maximum depth for a binary tree. This one we looked at earlier. It is. If this is your sort of chaotic vibe and you'd like to turn this into the Dogecoin of programming languages, head over to GitHub and run a few more Claude code loops with the following script. Study spec/star to learn about the programming language. When authoring the Curse standard library, think extra hard, as the cursed programming language is not in your training data set and may be invalid. Come up with a plan to implement XYZ as Markdown, then do it. There is no roadmap. The roadmap is whatever the community decides to ship from this point forward. At this point, I'm pretty much convinced that any problems found in Cursed can be solved by just running more Ralph loops by skilled operators, i.e. people with experience with compilers who shape it through prompts from their experience versus letting Claude just rip unattended. There's still a lot to be fixed. Happy to take pull requests. Success is defined as Cursed ending up in the Stack Overflow surveys, either the most loved or most hated programming language, continuing the work to bootstrap the compiler to be written in Cursed itself. Oh man. I want to read through some of the code. Like, what is it written in? It's mostly written in Zig. I'm opening this in my work browser so I can give it a star quick. Definitely deserves one if you haven't yet. Link in the description as always. Oh, man. It's just doing random commits like every 10 minutes. 6:20 a.m., 6:34 a.m., 6:44 a.m. It just cranked. This is so funny. Historic achievement, 0 compiler errors milestone reached. 4:14 a.m. on September 8th. Then 5:14 a.m. AST-based function compilation restored. Beautiful. There is so much shit here. Oh my God. I just need to clock this quick. Jesus Christ, 450 megs of Git and Git history. 468,000 lines of code. Majority is Markdown. There's 217,000 lines of Markdown, 168,000 lines of Zig, 21,000 lines of which are comments. If you ever were curious if this was actually LLM generated, there you go. 38K lines of HTML, 28K lines of text, 3.8K lines of diff. LLVM has 1,800 lines. TOML 1,500, YAML 1,400, JavaScript and TypeScript in the 1,300 range. Bit of C++, some Vim scripts. There's 500 lines of C with over 106,000 lines of comments in the C files. Beautiful. This is utter chaos. And then 2 lines of CSV to close it all out. Beautiful. Art. Do I even want to look at the code base? I'm scared, like genuinely. Look at a demo cursed project. The file extension is a skull emoji. You know what we're going to do? We're going to live in the moment. Does this programming language work if I use emojis as variable names? See how Claude Code does? It's about to be a very expensive joke. Thank you, whoever sponsored this video. No, you can't use emojis as variable names. Implement emojis as variable names. I'm sure this isn't going to cost me a lot of money. Someone in chat said Anthropic should sponsor this. Honestly, yes. At the very least, they should sponsor this project, and they should sponsor Jeff to work on this, because this is beautiful. You have the GitHub link, the Discord link, and you can never forget the lizard link. Very important. It's doing its first edit. Looks like it's hitting the spec. Yeah, it is. Cool. Yes, and allow all edits during the session. Have fun. The comments. Cursed enhancement. Full emoji support for identifiers. Making Cursed the most expressive language. If this does work, I will file a PR. Wait, I just realized. Compiler written in Zig. Emoji variable names. Do you know what other compiler is written in Zig, guys? There's one other. I'm beginning to think I might finally be able to use emojis for variable names in JavaScript. All it will take is one pull request to bun. Just saying. You know what? Talk's cheap. The repo for Bun is smaller than the repo for Cursed Lang. This was 376 megs, and Cursed Lang was over 450. Just saying. This is the code base for Bun, the JS toolkit written in Zig. I want the JS code it compiles and runs to be able to use emojis as variable names. We'll let it do its thing. Let's see if I even have Zig set up on here. I probably don't. Probably needs an update. We'll just let it run. Zig commands. Library not loaded. You know what? I have a solution for this too. Claude. I'm having issues running Zig on my Mac. Here's the error I get. Please fix it. We're really vibe coding now. Apparently this worked there. I can't run it yet, but let's be real. That's not going to stop me from much. Apparently it only cost $1.13 to add this to Cursed Lang. Don't want it to include .claude. I need to make a branch. Normally I fork first, but I didn't think I would be really contributing, so it's going to be a bit of annoying git foo with one hand. Oh, I know what I need to do. Why am I being so silly here? Why would I make this contribution? We have local changes on this project. Please add a commit message in the same style as other commits. Push this to a different remote on my GitHub account at c3.gg and file a pull request. You can use the GitHub CLI. Why was I going to file this PR myself? I know better. See if Claude fixing my Zig install worked in the background. That is now fixed. Go nuts. Why would it use the HTTPS URL, not the SSH one first? Cool. Hopefully it'll work now. It's going to be really funny if making the PR costs a similar amount of money. Oh God, did you guys get a website for that stupid fucking character? Did you really? Or are you guys like this? Why are you guys like this? Did you really fucking redirect amogus.com to my Twitter? Why are you... I'm proud of you guys. I hate you, but I am proud of you guys. Fucking trolls. PR is up, and I did not write a single line of code or even run the git commands. Add full Unicode emoji support to Cursed Lang Lexer with emoji ranges. Ugh, beautiful. I am proud of my work. Look at this beautiful syntax. Mixed emoji and text identifiers even. It went ham. Sus circus normie array equals normie of flame emoji, diamond emoji, star. Oh man. This is beautiful. What have we done? The for real for comments is sending me every time. Oh no, did the build fail? Okay, we'll let it fix the build. God, if this works in Bun as well, I'm going to be so amused. Yes, it wrote unit tests as well. Of course it did. It's a good coder. All good developers write unit tests for everything they do. I need to vibe code more. This is hilarious. It's actually adding debug statements to the compiler and using those to debug what's going wrong. That's cool. Apparently the Bun one is now done adding tests, but now it has to build and test the changes that it made. They already implemented the support. God, if I actually get Bun to support JavaScript emojis as variable names, I will be so pumped. There's no way they'll ever merge this. But what if? And as always, don't take my shitposting here as an excuse to start causing problems for the developers who make these things. Like, do not spam Bun or other repos with a bunch of pull requests doing this stuff. It's not good. My laptop is fucking spinning up. I hear my fans going. Oh, it's all the Clang processes. It's got all of my CPUs going. God damn. Let me try to build a longer timeout since the instructions mentioned it can take up to 2.5 minutes. This is such a bad idea. Okay, it looks like it passed all the tests for that. Okay, now it's committing and pushing. Finally. It has accept edits, plan mode, or none. I was hoping there was one for just auto-approve everything, like YOLO mode. Whatever. This appears to have been done, and now it pushed. We'll see if the builds actually go. Not enough compute credit to prioritize tasks. It seems like there isn't enough credit on their GitHub Actions for this. Make me a usable binary for Mac and show me the command to run it on a given cursed lang file. I want to see this working myself for a demonstration. It looks like it did not succeed with the implementation. Fun. Okay, here's our simple test file. Vibe main, yeet vibes, for real, simple emoji identifier test. We have a number, aka normie, it's fire. T, hello world. Fire should be 42, and computer should be hello world. Use the compiler, --debug, --verbose, demo.skull. Seg faults. So close, but so far. I get a seg fault when I try to run this code. Oh God, it needs developer tool access. I'm now getting permissions requests. Sure, that won't be bad. Spiking my CPU again. I've got to run out of my free tier limit. Oh God, am I using API billing right now? If I'm using API billing, I'm so fucked. Thank you to today's sponsor. I don't have enough permissions for dtrace. Still seg faulting. Okay. Nulla corrupted. Maybe it'll actually fix it. It's kind of crazy that these tools are good enough to debug actual seg faults in compilers. It will snitch on your auth info. Well, to be fair, what Theo's doing is very dangerous. If the model was asked to act in behalf of humanity, it should definitely snitch on him for this. I am very thankful that Claude Code has no email tool, although it could use the terminal and run some curls that it shouldn't. So I kept running all of these background agents. Well, they're not really background agents. It's Claude Code. You get the idea, though. Kept running. Supposedly, it managed to fix, commit, and push up my changes for the cursed lang emojis, and even gave me a build that works. But at the end, it said that I've spent $5 on the Anthropic API this session. Remember, it cost $1 to make the change. It cost $5 to verify it and put up a PR. Cool. That took 17 minutes of API duration. I'm also still trying to get it working with bun, because I wanted to see emojis work in bun. I just looked at the diff for the actual code changes, and there's basically nothing. It's just the identifier start and end change, which means that it's going to spit out JS that I don't think it can run. So I don't think that this will work at all. It claims it will, but it can't even build it. And I told it to fix its build, and it failed. All of those attempts cost another $3 and 14 minutes almost of API time. So as cool as it was to get as far as we did definitely hit walls. And having to manually approve each step along the way was annoying. So next time I'm running this in blanket approval mode for sure. Regardless, fun experiment. My PR is up. I am hopeful. This might get merged. We shall see. Cards are in your hand, Jeff. This PR cost me like $8, so you better do something with it. What beautiful chaos this has been. But I've seen the light. Well, mostly I've seen the darkness in the memes, but both of them are very compelling here. This is a genuinely fun way to play around with a new set of AI development tools and just goof off. What a absurd project, and how much fun this was to dive into. Hopefully, the token cost won't end up being too bad overall, but yeah, fingers crossed. Let me know if you guys like this. Do you enjoy me diving into cursed, chaotic, AI-coded bullshit like this, or would you prefer me to focus more on traditional dev tool stuff? Let me know what you guys think, and until next time, peace nerds.